Further eruptions expected throughout the week. Incredible.
Wow. Well, that's how those islands got made.
That's right. That's how I climbed up the side of an active volcano out in Thailand once.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and was smoking. You know, that's kind of how it has been forever. Clearly, it wasn't spewing ash, but it was so exciting, and you can't help but think when you're climbing, like, is this going to go off when I'm here? But yeah, they're beautiful. I love that sort of thing.
Wear some serious shoes for that kind of event.
Definitely. Wear some shoes out there today. You might be stepping in puddles. Grab that umbrella as well. You know, take it, yes. Will you need it? Maybe not. Right now, rain fairly light, and it's not going to get heavier. It's just going to get more sporadic and maybe fizzle off by this afternoon. Let's take a look right now at your weather if we can. Weather headlines. This is how it stacks up. It's a morning event, so morning showers are possible. We've seen them since about midnight, and they continue to kind of filter through. Temperatures on the cool side going to struggle to hit those 60s today, but the big story is going to be the wind out in the mountains and the deserts. So, folks, if you're traveling out in the mountains and the deserts, if you can hold off travel, do it. But if you have to head out on that 8 in the East County, we're talking about a high wind warning. This is higher than a wind advisory. So wind advisory is typically 35 mile per hour plus. These sustained winds are going to be at about 40, and we're already seeing gusts to 30 there. Gusts today possible through about 2, 3 o'clock. 60 miles per hour, even 70, the National Weather Service is saying. So please be very careful. That can cause blowing debris, topple power lines. Now, for the rest of us west of the mountains, you can see we are sort of just being like paint splattered here with some light rain, very light stuff, but it does look like you took a little paintbrush and just splattered it right on there. That's kind of how it is. You might not be seeing it in Imperial Beach, but you might be seeing it right now in Oceanside. Now, the big front has sort of already passed through. You can see it here, south part of your screen here. That's the front. That's the upper level stuff. So we saw there was some low-level moisture still there, but the main front has passed on, and you can see some clarity behind it. Now, you'll notice just south of San Francisco, we are still seeing some rain, so we're going to keep that in the forecast for today, you know, through about 2, 3 o'clock that we could see a light shower. I think a lot of us will see some clarity before then and even some sunshine, but we'll keep it in my forecast. Much of the precipitable stuff, the stuff that could really fall heavier, is now off to our east. So I heard Jason say precipitable. Yes, I said precipitable. Round of applause, please.
Yeah,
I deserve
Jodi
that
made
one.
a word. Right.
Hey, I went to school, buddy. I was waiting years to say that. So right now we're seeing clouds out there, could be dropping some moisture, but as I said, those winds are going to be a problem. Now, temperatures, look at this. Like I said, we're going to be on the cool side, 68 out in Borrego, one of the warmest spots out in the desert. You're not getting any rain there. 45 in Julian, 56 in Ramona, and the same for Alpine. Temperatures across our North County coast, 60 at Oceanside, 60 in Carlsbad. You see a pattern here? Struggling to hit that 60 mark out in Fallbrook and Vista, so grab that jacket and bundle up. Downtown about 60, and the same for Chula Vista, so not a big change. Now, I said it's going to be a morning event, and we will clear up this afternoon, and not completely. We will see how those clouds filter on through, but by this evening, really starting to clear up, paving the way for, take a look at that. If you want the San Diego sunshine and you liked last weekend where we have all that sunshine, you're going to have a repeat of it again. Temperatures coming up. I'm calling Wednesday my pick of the week with 70 for our coast, 76 for our inland valleys, mountains and deserts, plenty of sunshine coming for you as well after we get through today and that wind, so please be careful. Let's take a look at our traffic if we can. We'll make this quick. Our accidents are cleaned up. Roadways, not so much. We're still wet. So that's the 805 out at Division. As you can see, we're moving. Please be careful out there. Those roads are still slick, and I don't want to see any major pileups out there. So heed that warning and watch those speeds. Be careful.
Yeah, that's good news that things are improving at this point.
Yeah, I really like that. Really like that.
Change in an instant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a word, by the way.
Precipitable. Oh, look at him. He's got his glasses on.
Oh, I know it's a word. You didn't have to look that up, buddy. I know I use a lot of wrong words, but that was not one of them.
Capable of being precipitated.
That's what I said.
Good.
Not a lot of water, capable of being precipitable.
Precipitable.
That's right.
Wow.
Very
All right,
good.
thanks, Jodi. Rest of the day.
Thanks for one day.
Exciting.
Thanks.
All right, Jodi, over to you for a look at weather.
Yeah, Jason, and we're looking outside right now. Look at this. Gray skies out there. Some of those clouds a little beefy, and some of them dropping some moisture. Just checked on it. Oceanside, you're seeing light rain. In addition to that, Lindbergh Field seeing some light rain right now. And North Island, Naval Station, you are starting to see those droplets. So the nature of this beast is that it's very light stuff. So if you do catch something, it's going to be light. Needless to say, those roadways are wet. And the big story with this system is not even the rain, it's the wind. So we're going to talk about the winds in just a second. Temperatures out out here right now, we're at 49 in Escondido, so Burr. We're talking 54 in Miramar, 53 in Del Mar, and 57 at San Diego. Now the weather advisory, and this is very important, we have a high wind warning. This is higher than an advisory. High wind warning in effect for the mountains and the deserts. Very gusty, very windy, and the worst wind yet to come. In fact, it's going to be quite windy till probably about the early afternoon hours and then start to taper off. 40-mile-per-hour sustained winds, gusts to 60 possible. In fact, National Weather Service even saying we could see a gust to 70. So that could topple power lines. That could definitely topple trees. Please be very careful out there, especially if you're driving. Now, right now, as it stands west of the mountains, you can see we are definitely just spattered with some light shower activity and hit or miss. You know, maybe Encinitas not seeing it right now, but El Cajon you are, and we heard that Lindbergh is definitely seeing it. Now that trough of low pressure digging deep, but you can see the front right here clearly has already passed San Diego, so that's the upper level moisture. It's now off to the east. What we're dealing with is just the low level sort of stray stuff. Now any real energy with this is already well off to the east of us, so we went through Imperial County, now off into Arizona, going to be getting some rain from that. Now today's expected highs on the cool side, so if you're up in the mountains, going to be windy and 45, so feeling chillier than that. 56 out in Ramona and same out in Alpine. North County coastal areas, I mean, we are going to be struggling to hit into the 60s. Look at that, 59 for Vista, 60 in Escondido, about 61 in Rancho Bernardo, Oceanside and Carlsbad, both matching at about 60, and not much of a change here. Look at that, 59 out in Claremont, 60 downtown. We're going to take a look at the 5-day forecast. We have tomorrow night, 40,000 people flooding into the gas lamp for the Mardi Gras celebration. The good news for all of you, I know you might be wondering, you're not going to need your umbrella. You will need a coat. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the 50s, but we're definitely not going to be dealing with rain, and it will be nice weather for it with clear skies out there. And temperatures coming up. So after today's little gray day to start off, partly cloudy by this afternoon, and then temperatures the next couple of days and straight through the weekend coming up with plenty of sunshine. Let's take a look at those roads out there if we can. Now, I want to say that if you're headed out onto the northbound 5 out at 28th Street, that off ramp there, you're going to see a little slowing. We have a single vehicle spin out there, very typical of these wet roads. And I always say on and off ramps, we're definitely dealing with problems on those. Northbound 5, Carmel Mountain Road on ramp, still closed due to flooding, and what's new, that has always flooded that area. But just, you know, take an umbrella with you. You might not need it. We'll dry it by this afternoon. Just windy out in the mountains and the deserts.
Still, it could be lots worse this morning. We expected worse with the roadways.
Anytime the roads are wet, you know, but, you know, we've had a pretty wet season so far, so maybe, you know, that oil is not allowed to really settle there. So hopefully that's it. Drive safely out there.
People are slowing down. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Thanks, Jodi.